后太人迷路了。 recipe. I really need it. Let's get the ingredients out. I freeze my bananas, so I add about a full to add them to my own. So if I have space, I'll add an ice cube. I'm saying one because these are like ginormous ice cubes. That. Here, I usually camp out here for quite a while, a good 3-4 hours. My recent coffee order has been wean off sugar a little bit, at least just do my best. I am addicted, so grams of sugar, 10 grams of protein. And they're also great quality because they're grass-fed and finished. They also have dumplings, which I bring a lot too. They're like the mini version of this. These are just my go-to. This is my second of the day, so you can
寂寞在流動，往事真的假的夢。Fell by the wayside lane, just trying to get out of this place. Can't forget the words you would say about being a better man. Did we try to move too fast? Seem to make a good thing last, and you'll always be in my head.